So we have Adam here today. Say what's up, Adam.
What's up?
And we're going to start with the oil change. Go ahead, Adam.
So basically what you want to do is grab a 17mm socket and a socket wrench. And it's the only 17mm bolt that's straight up and down. Don't touch the other one. It's for the timing chain. And then what you do is you loosen it up and just drain the oil.
Okay, so how much oil does it take?
Usually about a quart, maybe less. Just depends on what the dipstick tells you.
Okay, and how frequently would you recommend for customers to change their oil?
About every, like, I don't know, 8 hours, 2-3 hours.
Okay, it depends on the conditions, the heat, where they're riding it, correct?
Right.
Yeah, because they are air-cooled and part of the cooling process of these engines, you guys. It's a good oil. We always recommend using a very high-grade oil. I mean, whether it's Lucas or Bel Ray, this is a 1040 SAE, non-synthetic, or you can use semi-synthetic. Now, when it's brand new, it's called a break-in period, right?
Right.
So, how soon would you say they should be changing their oil?
So first, after you build it and run it for the first few hours, it's like after like 2 or 3 hours to change it, change the spark plug, fuel filter, check the tire pressures, adjust your chains, make sure everything's nice and tight.
Okay, and then we also recommend using a good chain wax. What's the chain wax that we use here?
It is a...
There you guys go. This is a nice chain wax you guys can use. Always remember, servicing your chain, it goes beyond just adjusting it or washing it down. You should also wax it up there. All right, let's go start with the spark plug too. Where's that spark plug? What are we going to be using?
So the spark plug is right here, right in front of the motor. Just pull that off. It takes a 5/8 or 16mm. We like to use an extension so we don't bust our fingers. Stick it in there. And then what you do is you just loosen it. And this one's got a little magnet on it, so you don't drop it and hit the electrode.
Right.
There's the magnet.
All right, and that's a basic Chinese spark plug that comes from the factory. We always recommend upgrading with an NGK. NGK is our choice. These you guys are pre-gapped, so all you do is plug and play. All right, let's move on to the next step here, Adam.
So next step is check your cotter pins and make sure your nuts are tight on the axles.
Okay, all right, that's important to do from time to time, and make sure that you do that here on the front. Let's go move over to the front area. So you want to check your cotter pins in the front as well. They're also going to be checking their hubs, right? Shaking the wheel here a little bit. Why don't you demonstrate what you do here?
So basically what I do is I check it, see if there's any looseness. There's a little bit of looseness in it. You should anyways just make sure everything's tight.
Okay, so we're going to go here and check out the front here. What would they tighten up here? So control arms, right?
Yeah, control arms here, and then your shock mounts, and then make sure the spindle part, which is in 2 pieces.
Okay, all right, on both sides over here, and then they got the tie rods over there to adjust their alignment, right?
Right.
All right, so there's no camber adjustment, you guys, but there is a toe adjustment, so you can toe it in there a little bit as needed. Make sure the alignment is always just right. You're gonna have to adjust it accordingly. How about the shocks? You're gonna check the shock mounts, right?
Right.
And traditionally too, when you do that full service, you guys, there is a fuel filter here, right?
Right. So it's right here. You put like some sort of clamp on here, and then you just replace it.
Okay, it's always good to change your fuel filter, you guys. And what else? What's on this side here? We notice a lot of customers will ask us, you know, what's on the left side? If you're sitting on the ATV, you know, what is this here? This little cap here, what is that?
This cap is just for timing. You don't pour any oil or anything in it. This is also to hold the stator still. You remove this, and it's a 14mm socket.
Okay.
And then this is just for the chain cover here, and this is your starter area.
Okay, now you mentioned earlier when they do an oil change, right? It takes a 17mm. If you're sitting on the ATV, you guys, it's that vertical bolt over here on the other side. Now this one here is angled, and it's been mentioned numerous times in our other service videos, because a lot of these engines the same. That's why I say the fundamentals are the same. This is that one you don't want to touch right over here, right? That's that angled one.
Right, unless you're replacing the head, this and jug.
Okay, yeah. But you know, for us beginners out there, they don't want to mess with that. Just change the oil where we mentioned to change the oil. Let's go on here to the back. We notice it has the rear parking brake feature. So we're going to, you know, check the caliper, make sure that the caliper is nice and tight on there, because You guys, sometimes, you know, if you're using it, depending how you use it, it's just part of regular maintenance, making sure nice and tight. When you're out off-roading, you guys, hitting the sand or the dirt, these take a lot of abuse, and it's a huge amount of vibration. Now, to adjust the chain, I notice this here can come off right here. And what bolts are they going to be loosening here?
They're going to be loosening the two here, and then you're just going to do the nut with the bolt here, and then once you get this removed, it's the same way on bolts on top and bottom.
Okay. All right, so these jam nuts over here, these will be loosened, the outside, and then the inner one over here, and then allows you to actually adjust the chain as needed, right? And it's usually best too as well to have the rear on a jack so it moves freely, the carrier here.
Like right here or somewhere on the frame up there.
Okay. All right, so this what it does, you guys, you should lift it up in the rear end. It's a lot easier to adjust your chain when you do it that way. So keep that in mind. And also, you want to check your axle nuts over here on both sides. Now, this is covering up on this side, but you want to check those axle nuts, correct?
Correct.
All right, that would be a service area you want to inspect, you guys. Also, we want to make you guys aware is when you're setting it up on your own, and even some dealers I noticed, they're not greasing the splines. Now, when you do receive these, you guys, this particular model and a few other models out there, and some of the Taotals as well, when the wheels will come, you inflate the tires, right? And then you slide them on. There's splines on here, as well as on the hub over here. You have to grease the splines, correct?
Correct.
And why do they want to do that?
Just to keep the splines nice and clean.
Okay.
Make sure that there's no play in.
So it's less wear then, right?
Right.
So you guys keep in mind, these are hard use, solid rear axles, so you have to grease those splines, you guys, at home before you put on that rear wheel on it. Any other tips we can throw? How about checking the muffler, the exhaust flange, etc.?
Yeah, so basically you want to just make sure that's tight, and then the two in the front of the motors.
Okay, and then up here around the motor area.
Yeah,
do you recommend using like Loctite from time to time if necessary? Because sometimes it's not necessary even.
Right, it's just use a lot of blue Loctite, don't use red unless it's going to be for heat.
Okay.
So.
All right, let's lower this down here a little bit, and we can also look at the handlebars, you guys. You guys should inspect your handlebars as well. Make sure all the safety features are working properly. This does have the lanyard up here, you guys. Nice safety feature. Has that speed restrictor for the thumb throttle. This is that rear parking brake I was mentioning, you guys. It's a nice feature they're adding on a lot of the ATVs now. But also before you go, you guys, this is your fill area, correct? Once you take out that dipstick and show our audience what that's all about, that's where you're going to fill the oil. Also, you're going to check it. It should be here at that top line of the hash mark, you guys. That's what it means when it's full. It takes just shy of a quart of oil.
And then I do want to mention one thing.
Yes.
Come on this side. Please do not touch this unless you're actually getting in here to replace the little clutch in here.
Okay.
This is just to help keep it adjusted. So do not touch this, it will leak oil out.
There you go, you guys. There's another tip there from Adam for you beginners out there. So like, comment, and subscribe, you guys. Hope all is well. And we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, not a problem.